Now a couple more sentences that show you when you have something that you're doing it to. So I had to eat the sandwich. Vi oram and capra aeha. So literally, it was on me the sandwich to eat. So we've seen this a lot. Something the sandwich to eat rather than to eat the sandwich. Vi oram and capra aeha. So how would you say I had to drink the tea? Right, vi oram and te aol. It was on me to drink the tea to drink. Okay, or guna is a dress, so I had to buy the dress. And guna achanach. Vi oram, it was on me, and guna achanach.
How about I had to buy the coat?
Vi oram and kota achanach. And chasov achanach. Yeah, chasov or kota. Okay. All right. And likewise, you can say I had to using the begendom form. So begendom and capra aeha. Okay. So there's a lot of things in Irish that have that. We have to switch the words around the sandwich to eat rather than to eat the sandwich. Okay. Now back to the main sentence. So vi urhi was on her, and ted, which is the cord or rope, tuv is stick. Tuv. Yeah. So vi urhi and ted tuv ayara, to cut. Comes from the word yar, to cut. Yar is cut, and ayara is to cut. So she had to cut the thick cord. Vi urhi. So it was on her, the cord stick to cut. Okay? Very much like it was on me, the sandwich to eat or something. Okay? August and tape of risha, and the tape to break. Okay? August and tape of risha. Okay? And the tape to break. Okay?
Was that yara? Or
yara?
A yara.
Yeah. So this DH is silent. Okay? So we've had three different places now. The DH, normally a DH at the end of a word like this, ADH, is silent. That's the normal way it's pronounced in Irish. The one that's used for that, for the conditional, is pronounced as a ch. So you might want to say, like he would cut it would be yarach she'e. Yarach she'e. Okay? So that one is pronounced ch because it means would do something. And you have to kind of know that, okay? And likewise the free verb one, so if you say he was cut, gyaru e. That would be pronounced u, gyaru e. Okay, so the normal way is to pronounce it silent, a yara. Okay. When it's would do something, then it's a ch, yarach she'e, yarach she'e. And when it's something is done to you, gyaru e, he was cut. Okay, and don't worry about it. It'll come up I'll mention it when we do it, and after we've heard it several times. Okay, so back to the main sentence, number 5. So vi urhi and ted tuv ayara. Vi urhi and ted tuv ayara. Agus and tape of risha. Okay. All right, on to number 6. It says, "Vi paperan choma iedische moska a wine it gludach down." So first of all, a few of the words. And paper is the paper, and paper, and the paper is the paper. So again, the I there, the spelling's a little different. That tells you it's singular or plural. A few words that you can see for also or to. The word freshen we've seen before. Freshen. A couple more you'll see is the word lesh, which can be very confusing because it looks like with him. But if you see lesh at the end of a sentence or end of a few words, a lot of times it means also. Okay, and so if you're trying to read a sentence and it doesn't make any sense, then that might help you. Okay, and the word fosta also you'll see. Means also or to. Okay, and the one that's actually used in here is another one called choma. Choma, which is basically the same as English as well. Okay, literally is as well. Okay, but they all kind of mean the same thing. Means to. Okay. Also, the words for here and there, we've seen those a lot. Ansho is here, and shin is there. There's another word that's anshud, which is over there. Okay? Yonder, right? Now, the one that's used in this sentence is a different one. It's the word on. Okay? And it means there, but it doesn't really mean any particular place. And show means here, and shin means there. On just means there, wherever you were talking about. Okay? And you'll see when we look at the sentence, it's used a little different. Okay? So it says, Vi paper on choma. So there were papers there as well, or there were papers as well. Okay? So it's the there that doesn't really mean a place. It just means that there were things. Okay?
Like present.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's used sometimes, it's used just generally to mean the idea of like there are things. But it's also used to mean a place that you were just talking about. Okay? So vi paper on choma. So there were papers as well. Iad ishje, they inside, in Mosca a wine in a single box. Okay? Igludak down in an envelope brown. Okay? So vi paper on choma, there are papers as well. Iad ishje in Mosca, so they inside a box. So the iad is they. Okay? So in English, you typically would just say inside a box. In Irish, you don't have to put the iad in. You could say ishchit mosca, but it's very common for them to throw in Irish the iad in there, and so it's really and they inside a box, okay, or they inside a box. And you just actually, if you hear Irish English, you'll hear this in Irish English too. You know, there were papers there, and they inside a box, okay. So that's something that Irish English picked up from Irish Gaelic, okay. So, Irishit and Mosca a wine. The word a wine means single or one, okay, as opposed to more than one. A wine. In Mosca a wine. Igludach in an envelope, down is brown. Okay? So, Vi paper an choma. Iad ische in Mosca a wine. Igludach down. Okay? Let's go to number 7. Vi na firmacha fad lulina, agus vi hi gachrod achur in ord. Okay, so we'll look at the words and then come back. First of all, the word for the form, an urim, and the forms, na firmacha. Okay, and the acha ending is another plural ending you have in Irish. It's not as common as some of the others, but you see it. Okay, so an urim, na firmacha. The form, the forms. Okay? Now, one of the things that's done in this sentence is talking about having to do something a little different way. And you can ask the question, what do you have to do, by saying, Karata lejena vagat. Karata lejena vagat. Karata lejena. Okay? Literally, it's something like, what is it that is with doing at you? Okay? If you want a literal one, it doesn't really make sense. But usually when you have something, if you want to say I have something, you say ta, whatever, agam, right? So ta pianagam. Okay, I have a pen, ta pianagam. And this is kind of a very basic idiom in Irish. It's the way you say to have something, you say something is at you. Okay? And you probably don't want to keep having to break it down to something is at me because it makes it harder to decipher the rest of the language, okay? So when you see Karata lejena vagat, what you're asking is what do you have, and lejena means to do. Okay? So you're at the karata agat is what is it that you have, lejena to do. Okay? And so you want to kind of get the idea of something being at someone to mean to have. Okay? So karata lejena vagat, what do you have to do? And the way you can answer is I have to eat a sandwich. You can say, ta capra lehiha agam. Okay, and the less sticks an H on iha. So ta capra lehiha agam, I have to eat a sandwich. Yeah, or I have a sandwich to eat, okay?
Is
So,
Jacob and Hiha, are they the same?
no, Jainav is to do, so karata, what do you have to do, karata lejainav agat. I have to eat a sandwich. I have a sandwich to eat.
Oh, that's eat.
Yeah, it's the H stuck onto iha. Okay?
What is with doing?
And again, there's a couple other ways to say these, and you're going to see all of them. So another way to say I have to eat a sandwich, you can say ta oram kapra eha. That means it is on me a sandwich to eat. Okay. Okay. And another form, which is the one I think I used a long time ago, is kahime kapra eha. And all three of those mean I have to eat a sandwich.